Thank you for visiting our channel. Today I came out to review and also quick unbox this awesome looking Android box. This is model V3 Plus. It's done by a company called vSeeBox. If you are watching this on YouTube, remember this is YouTube friendly. The full video, the links are going to be available in the bottom of the video. Now, I have to mention that this is jam-packed with a lot of little goodies inside of it. And this box have a Wi-Fi 6, comes with Bluetooth 5.0, Android 11, also it is HDMI 2.1, comes with 4 GB of RAM, 64 GB internal storage, voice control remote, and more. And I do not want to forget, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, click the subscribe button. Make sure you share this with your friends and family. Make sure you click the notification icon, select all, in order to get notified once we have a video out. On top of that, if you have a question, drop them at the bottom of the video. We love to help you out ASAP. And don't forget to click the like button. It really motivates us to make these type of videos quickly with a little more detail every time. And here are all the components that are part of the box. It comes with this user manual. You can see that the name and also the model number is written really nicely in the front, but once you open it, some general information is there, and then also what's included in the package, which we are covering, and also how we're going to be connected, which we're also going to cover in basic setup. Now, going inside of it, you're also going to find out how you will be able to pair the remote, also how you will be able to select your language, and everything step by step, which hopefully we will cover in this video. Now, in the back, you do have QR code, so you can check their website, but you can go more and you will learn a lot more about the box itself, which is everything is there. Now, there are some troubleshooting steps which really going to help you guys out, that how do you stop buffering. But again, this is the manual. It does come with an HDMI cable, power adapter. It is created for Canada, United States, and it does indicate this is 5 volt 2 amps, and this is the part that will connect to the box. And here is the remote. It comes inside of a little plastic that we can take out. It is Ziploc and easily comes out. The remote itself looks really slick the way that they have placed everything, so you can control your TV also, but you have to program it. The programming is right in the back, and the top part is IR. So yes, if you don't want to pair the remote, which is Bluetooth, to your box, you can use it as IR, but just have to point it to the box in order to make it work, and make sure that you're not over 4 meters, and that way it will work for you. And there is the power button, so this way you can turn on and off the box itself. There is the mic and also the LED, so once you press any button it will blink. It has an static mouse. No, it's not an air mouse remote, so this is just a static. You do have the number keys on the top, then the favorite button, also the last. You have the menu, return right on the top, and then the navigation, which is going to be the OK in the middle. So you have the up and down, right and left. It is very effective, and you're not going to miss anything. EPG buttons there, also the info button. Right underneath of it, the subtitle button, and then you do have the home button, and then the audio. Remember, with this box, if the subtitle is available, then when you press it, you can turn it on. There is a volume up and down, and then channel up and down is right on the other side of it. And also it says page up and down, which is really cool. So if you're inside of a browser, this will really help you out to go up and down. There is the Google Assistant, and also this is going to really work with your actual apps, which is called Heat, and that will also search for certain channels when you speak to it. There's a mute button. You do have the 4 colored button, which will provide each of them can control 3 different tasks at each time. We will cover that in the video. Also, there is a YouTube button, Netflix, Prime Video, and Disney Plus, which the apps are available, but we're not going to test them out. There is the logo right in the bottom, but this is how nice it is, the way that they have placed it. Now, I have already placed batteries inside. In order to open the back, or the back part of it for the batteries, it's not going to slide down like the other ones. There is a little space. You got to put your finger and nail inside of it, and then we can just open it and easily comes out, and then that way you can put your batteries. I put 2 different batteries because I don't want you to say that, oh, these guys support this guy or that guy. So here you go, that's how it's done. And once you press any button on the top, you can see that it blinks, so that means it is working. Now, if you wanted to make sure that your remote do work or don't work, you don't have to really record anything. You cannot see this with your naked eye, but if you want to put it towards a camera and you want to press a button, you can see that it is blinking. That means is your remote is working perfectly. And here's the box. Now, it does come inside of a little plastic. We're going to open it up and we're going to show you more. For that, we're going to use our cutter, and there you go. and then we're going to take it out. And this is how nice the box really looks. Now the box itself has a little new design, not like old ones that had just one cut. Now this is more personalized than before, but again, this part do look like one of the other boxes. Again, very unique though. So let's just get rid of this little plastic from the front. Again, very hard to take off, and just want to make sure there's no fingerprint residue, which is a really good thing, but you can't see right through the actual box itself when you look at it. I really like how this has been designed. Now going on the side, there's nothing on this side. You can see right through this, and then when you look, it says V3 Plus, and there's more writing. And up front, you do have a little digital display, which when we turn it on, you can see the parts that will turn on. There is a little light right around here, and then once you go to the back is where you're going to see all the connections. So you do have a LAN connection, USB 2.0 and a 3.0. You do have an HDMI connection. Right underneath of it as the SD card slot, and then you have an AV port, and also there's a DC connection. It does indicate 5 volt 2 amps in a little different color. As you can see, all of them have writings, which is really cool. But once you go to the bottom, there is no holes for ventilation, and again, it does not really require it, but again, it's a see-through. You can see the board itself right underneath of it, and then there's 4 little legs, so that way when you put it on the actual table, it does not move that much if your cables are very heavy. But again, it's really cool the way that they have placed it. There is a little sticker which will give you your MAC address, serial number, and also your UID. And also it does indicate your model number and what type of voltage you have, just in case if you ever misplaced the power supply, buy another one, very easily can be processed. I really like that their name is really nicely shiny saying on one side of it. And I've said about it, let's put this together. Now, as usual, all the time, we're going to connect the HDMI wire first for CEC purposes. And that means is if the power's on and you hook up the box, your TV will be confused on if it's going to show up as 4K or 1080p. And sometimes it will flicker back and forth. But if you have this off, you hook up your HDMI, your TV's on, and then you hook up the power. There you go. It's a lot better this way. And once you turn it on, you're going to see this as green, and it says booting, which is really cool. And then once it totally boot up, then this will change to a time. There you go, now it's turned on. So when you turn it on for a very first time, or when you turn on the box, this is the first screen you're going to see. I know, yes, there is an animation. And this is the first time that we're going to see this. So let's set it up using our camera in front of the box itself. Now, in order to pair this with the box itself, it will tell you to press the OK and also the volume down button together. So let's process it, and this light should be on. So let's hold it together. And there you go. You can see that it's blinking and it found the actual remote. So now, if there is any black lines around the screen, we can fix it by zooming out or zooming in. So make sure it is matching the blue line, and then click on next. In this part, you can set up your time zone, and then you can agree with the disclaimer, and you can set up your Wi-Fi. Once you enter, press OK. Yes, it will check for any kind of update that's available online, except that it just configures your remote and you're good to go. So if this is your very first time, yes, it will download your launcher and then all of your apps that you require for this box. If there is an update, you can click on yes. Now there is an update, and we will going to say yes to it. So now it's going to download the latest firmware for this box, and then going to get updated. And there you go, now it's 100%, but we still have to wait for it to change to the new system. And yes, it will reboot. So once the box boots up, this is the main screen that you will see. So yes, there's a lot of little apps inside of it, but let's go from the top. You can see that they have their name written really nicely on the top left hand side. Then on the right side, you do have the date and time. Also Wi-Fi connection. If it's a LAN, then it will change icon, and also will tell you exactly how good the weather is using your IP address. Now, if you are going to be behind proxy, or we call it VPN, then that will not be correct because it depends where you're going to be connected from. except that over here it's called Smart Upgrade. We will click on it. This is the first thing that we see, and all of the apps that are inside of it you can install, and yes, you can take advantage of it. Except that you have the regular YouTube app, and then the weather widget. You can click on it and it will go through and give you some information about where you're located. As I was telling you, on the top it says IP position, and it will tell you exactly how good the weather is in the next 5 days, which is really cool. Again, this is something that we really always looking for. And you're also going to see Google Play Store and then YouTube Music. They also have Netflix app. Remember that you do require to get a subscription in order to play with this. And then you do also have their remote app. We will capture these in a few seconds, but you can see the apps are all there. Now Disney Plus, Prime Video, you do require to get subscription in order to play with these. Now this is something that you can cast apps, which is really cool. Now going underneath of it, these are the apps that are part of the box, and then we will capture this in the full review. If you are watching this on full review, it will be covered in a little bit, except that there's a contact test, also speed test, and more. Now going underneath of it, you do have settings and then launcher settings. Now there's one part called upgrade. Now just like before, if there's an upgrade available, you can click on firmware update, except that you can come here to check to see if you do have an update available. There are some hotkeys that you can set up, and there is inside of the app, which we will cover in a couple of seconds, except that you do have your network, so this way you can connect to different networks if there is available. And then also you do have the initial setup. You can go back and you can set up your information, which we already done in the start of the video. Also, there's some information for system. You can go through this to learn more about your box itself. And also the power options, you can click on it and there you go. You can restart, you can power off, and you can also see inside of settings, give you more information. And also if you have a lot of apps running and you see that your box is a little bit slow, you can go here, click on it, and it will just get rid of all the background apps altogether. But this is the main launcher. Enough said about it. Let's go through some benchmarking. Now the first thing we're going to start testing will be YouTube. So let's launch it. And we're going to search for 4K movies. So by default, as soon as you go in, you will get it as 1080p. And it says auto. You can click on it and you can change it to 4K. This is 2K. This is 4K. So let's select it. And then we're going back in. So it takes a couple of seconds for it to switch to 4K to see exactly how good it will look. It looks really nice and vibrant. Now let's go in a little geeky. Now for the geeky part, I have to mention that it is right now captured at 1080p and 60 frames per second, but it is on 3840 by 2160 and 60 frames per second. And if you look, the codec on this is VP9 and OPOS, and the color saturations are properly done. And there's still 0 frame drop, and that's what we are looking for. You can see that the colors are changing and the network is changing to the network activity. It actually stays really still and very vibrant right now playing this video on this box. So YouTube do pass. The next thing we will launch will be AIDA64 or AIDA64. Now, as soon as it comes up, it gives you a very general information. Now, I like this app because it gives you everything in RAW. So under system, you can see that the name is TV. Manufacturer is just CHKE, but the model is right, V3 Plus. Now, if you want to go down a little bit, you can see that this is 4 GB of RAM, and then the total memory, how much is available, and then the internal storage is about 64 GB. How much is available. The Bluetooth on this is 5, but this app always shows a different. Now, when you go to CPU, you can see on the top that this is 4-core processor. It's a Cortex A35, which is running on 2004 megahertz. I have to mention that this is the Y4 chipset, so it's a S905 Y4 chipset, and that's why a lot of things are in lower power. So if you go down a little bit, over here is all of the cores that are running and how high it will get and how low. CPU utilization is also showing, and that's about it. Go under display. Native resolution on this box is 1080p. It is 61 dpi, and the GPU on this is single core processor called Mali G31, and the OpenGL on this is 3.2, which means that if you want to play games on this, will run really smoothly. Wi-Fi on this is Wi-Fi 6, but it shows Wi-Fi 5G, and you can see that the 5-band Wi-Fi it is not supported. We will show you guys that Wi-Fi 6 do work with this unit itself. Android on this is Android 11. I know that it's a little bit older software on this, but it will work like charm with the chipset that they have, and that's why they have made this box itself. Now under codecs, you can see that all of the proper codecs are there that you are looking for. The main one that I always look for is called AV1, which will come up in a few seconds, and right there. So this box is very powerful. When it comes to this, it will play a lot of proper videos for you that even YouTube will throw at it. This will be able to process it for you. Plus it have a lot of the old codecs in it that will give you all of the benefits that you're looking for as a box. The next thing we will launch will be Geekbench. Now we have already processed this, as you can see right now, for single core. On this box we received 113, and for multi-core we got 370. Again, it sounds really good. Running OS 11 on this box. The next thing we will launch will be VLC. Now as soon as you bring it up, you will get some of the videos that I have already processed and have that to test this box. Number one will be our 1080p video. It plays it really quickly and it does load, and you can hear the voice is also really good. I just don't want to overshadow my own voice while I'm talking over this video itself, but it is playing 1080p quickly. Now this is 4K, and this is just from our own phone itself, and you can see the map is very big, so it's a very big area, but each little particle moves separately, so that's why we would like to play this just like video games. So everything is going to play perfectly. You can see those birds are flying from the left side. It's perfectly done. There's not much of delay to this, so again it plays this part good too. Now the big part will be the 10-bit and 4K, and we're just gonna bring up the voice a little bit so we can hear it, and it plays right away. There's no stop to it, and I really like that everything is a match. There's no delay on 10-bit on 4K. This is what we are looking for to play with the boxes to make sure everything runs smoothly. This one do. The next thing we will cover will be speed test. Now we're going to use the speed test called Wi-Fi Analyzer or Analytic. It's a lot better this way, and it will give you accurate in right now information. So I am connected via Wi-Fi. If I have to go on the top, you can see the Wi-Fi is on, and I'm just going to select it. Now I'm not connected to any VPN or anything because it will bring down the speed, so this is raw. And let's just see exactly what type of numbers we will be getting from our ISP. And I'm just looking right now to see if it shows anything different than what I wanted to get. And this is Wi-Fi, but again it's Wi-Fi 6. And you can see my download rate is 415 megabits per second download, and my upload is going over 160, which is exceeding right now on how much numbers I'm getting. And this is for Wi-Fi part of it. Now we will connect a landline and see exactly what type of numbers we're getting. Now to double check, we will go back home. We're going to scroll up, and you can see now that it changed from Wi-Fi to LAN connection. Let's go back and reload Analytic. And here you go. You can see that it's a little bit faster now, that it's searching to get internet and just pinging right now. That's exactly what type of numbers we're getting. So again, this looks like the internet is not going to get over 100 megabits download, and it's about 94 megabits download, and our upload is almost the same. I do have a Cat 6 connected, so that should give me almost a gigabit, but it looks like the connection on this box does not go over. So Wi-Fi on this box is Wi-Fi 6, and that's why we're getting a way higher number on Wi-Fi than LAN, but LAN has less disconnection. So this is a really good number again using with this box. Now one more part I wanted to bring up was contact us. Now these are the parts that you can get information from, and this way you have better understanding or easier to get your word across. If something does not work, you're not happy about things, or if you are very happy This is where you're going to get some information about. So it doesn't matter if you want to go to official website. There's times that you can ask your question, or you can go to Telegram and then you can get some updates, news, or even vote for new channels that are going to come up in the future. Also, you can get some technical information or assistance using the QR code on the right hand side under WhatsApp, and you will be able to get answer really quickly. The website and the email are in the bottom. All the links were going to be available at the bottom of the video, and this was our take. I hope you guys like our video. If you do like it, click the like button, subscribe button on the top, comment in the bottom. Always remember to visit our own website, which is xctex.info. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and other social networking places, and thank you.